But it's a class action lawsuit against all machines.
Joe Brandon, I agree.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
And the woman dancing in the shoe with the money flying at her. The juxtaposition of that versus some of the things that we've canceled recently. Some of the things we have said are too dangerous to continue while we're talking about WAC, which stands for wet ass pussy, and she's got the bucket and the whole thing.
Today, on behalf of the United States, I want to thank every Olympian and Paralympian. And that was just incredible. And what happened with the Paralympics was so incredible and so inspiring to me. And I watched. It's a little tough to watch too much, but I watched as much as I could.
All of a sudden we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
$7 million for reef fish management. $25 billion to combat Asian carp.
Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
In person, in my office, in Philadelphia.
I'll kiss every guy, man and woman, man and woman. Look at that guy, how handsome he is. I'll kiss him. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
Hello? Testing. Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of the Gosh Darn. I am here once again with another show. I've got a show today, and I'm doing a show that is the 1740th program. Today is that day. I will say that I will probably be doing a shorter program today, around maybe an hour. And so, bear with me and brace for impact, because I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump on in. Y'all, I've got some water with me in my big cup. And I'm ready to jump on in. So, first story up today. There's lots of things in the news. I covered the opening segment of this story a little bit ago, quite a bit ago. I will say this much: it is very interesting. Whenever I make a video about a certain somebody who happens to be a neo-Nazi, I happen to get hundreds. I stopped counting at the 100. Could theoretically reach thousands, but I don't bother to count that much of death threats whenever I talk about a certain particular neo-Nazi. So I am not going to be talking about that particular neo-Nazi, and instead I'm going to be talking about the other one that just happens to be black. Yes, that's right. I will be talking about Kanye West, who is, giving us some reports of how his dinner with neo-Nazi number 1 went with neo-Nazi number orange. And we've got some very interesting accounts here. I've got Kanye West's account, and I've got Donald Trump's account. This is a Rolling Stone article that kind of juxtaposing them. But I'm going to jump in here and read the full statement by Donald Trump. This one is some crazy shit. So this is Donald Trump on Truth Social. I'm not going to lie. I read this. I started laughing out loud. So, I help a seriously troubled man who just happens to be black. Yay! Kanye West, who has been decimated in his businesses and virtually everything else, and who has always been good to me by allowing his request for a meeting at Mar-a-Lago. Just so happens to be Thanksgiving dinner. But, hey, whatever. Alone, so that I can give him very much needed, quote, advice. He shows up with 3 people, 2 of which I don't know, the other a political person who I haven't seen in years. I told him, don't run for office, a total waste of time, can't win. Fake news went crazy. So Kanye West is a little bit of a different story here, and let's read this Rolling Stone article. Donald Trump called Kanye West a seriously troubled man who just happens to be black. Why is it so funny? Why would anyone write this? That's the thing with Donald Trump. Is like, Donald Trump is not like the run-of-the-mill neo-Nazi, right? Donald Trump is not the I'm going to copy and paste talking points I found on 4chan kind of neo-Nazi. I mean, he is a little bit. But, like, Donald Trump somehow manages to create sentences in the English language that, like, up until this moment, no one thought it could be done. Like, honestly. Jesus. Anyway, so although West requested a meeting alone, he showed up with 3 people, 2 of which I didn't know. One of those people were Nick Fuentes, a far-right activist infamous for his white supremacist and anti-Semitic views. In a video posted after the Mar-a-Lago dinner, which reportedly got heated after West, who is planning his own presidential run in 2024, suggested to Trump that the former president be his running mate. Now, I gotta say, Kanye West walking into Mar-a-Lago. Now, again, Donald Trump has already announced he is already in the ring for 2024. But Kanye West walking into his house and saying, yeah, I don't know about that one. You could be my running mate, you know, as a gift from me to you. But this whole you running for president, like, I'm not going to lie. You know, out of all 3 people here, Kanye West is looking the best after this instance, I will say. Now, again, all of these people, Nick Fuentes, Kanye West, Donald Trump, Orange Man, like, they're just all trash. They're scumbags. They're the worst motherfuckers on planet Earth. But again, that is something. That's something. Suggested to Trump that the former president be his running mate. West claimed that Trump was really impressed with Nick Fuentes. Trump previously wrote on Truth Social that he didn't know Fuentes. Despite facing condemnation for accidentally meeting with Fuentes, Chris Christie and Trump's ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, were among those who criticized Trump's actions. Trump didn't comment on the controversy in his latest statement, dismissing it as fake news went crazy, and instead focusing on West's 2024 presidential prospects. I told him, don't run for office, a total waste of time, can't win, Trump wrote Saturday. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, once again, I will say, Kanye West was so far coming out to be the best in this instance. Donald Trump with a very strong rebuttal. Total waste of time, can't win. Like, why even bother with the word and? Just fuck that shit, let's throw a comma in there, right? Like, we don't have time for the word and, you know? West seemingly confirmed the confirmation in his own video, saying, quote, Trump started basically screaming at me at the table, telling me I was gonna lose. I mean, has that ever worked for anyone in history? I'm like, hold on, you're talking about Ye. So again, these motherfuckers, man, it's the battle of the fucking bumbling buffoons right now. Like, all of these motherfuckers are having, like, some bizarre power trip, and they're all like, no, I'm gonna be president. No, I'm gonna be president. You'll never be president. It's gonna be me. It won't be you. It'll be me. No, I'm gonna be president. No, you're not like, it's seriously, man. These motherfuckers, like, I can't. Deputy White House Press Secretary Andrew Bates denounced the meeting in a statement. Bigotry, hate, and anti-Semitism have absolutely no place in America, including at Mar-a-Lago. Holocaust denial is repugnant and dangerous, and it must be forcefully condemned. When asked about Trump's Mar-a-Lago dinner, President Joe Biden quipped to the press, "You don't want to hear what I think?" You know who the biggest loser of this article is? Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Your presumptive opponent. Now, again, Joe Biden says he's running in 24. Donald Trump is probably going to win a Republican primary. Your presumptive opponent in the next election is having Thanksgiving dinner with neo-Nazis? Oh, you don't want to know what I think. Your opponent is having Thanksgiving dinner with neo-Nazis. I'm pretty interested, actually, in what Joe Biden has to think about this. This is the problem with Democrats, man. Midterms are over. Let's not rock the boat. Midterms are over. We can't be mean anymore. Your opponent is dining with neo-Nazis on one of America's favorite holidays, and you have nothing to say about this? An unnamed longtime Trump advisor was more blunt in their assessment of the Ye meeting, calling their situation, quote, a fucking nightmare to NBC News. If people are looking at Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to run against Trump, here's another reason why. The past several months have seen West under intense scrutiny in his business, personal, and musical affairs disintegrate in the aftermath of his anti-Semitic rants. Earlier this week, Rolling Stone reported that multiple former Yeezy employees said West played pornography to them and showed them inappropriate pictures of Kardashian, which I assume is the ex-wife. I'm not sure. I think that's the one. Among other alleged tactics of intimidation and control. On Thursday, Adidas, who dropped the Yeezy line in late October, confirmed that it is conducting an internal investigation into West's management tactics. So if I understood that last line correctly, is Kanye West really showing like naked photos of his wife to people at work? Like, what? What? I've got news for anybody. If you've got hot, naked pics of anybody that you routinely have sex with, I recommend not showing them to your coworkers or employees in this instance, right? Like, that's probably not good. On the list of things not to do, that's pretty high up there. So, anyway, again, you got two neo-Nazis walking in to have Thanksgiving dinner with the former president. How many neo-Nazis are at the table? You got 3 motherfucking neo-Nazis. So, again, Orange J-Man, Nick Fuentes, Kanye West, they're all the same peas in a pod. Dumbass, crazy ass, highly bigoted, scumbag, narcissist motherfuckers. And, again, Joe Biden has absolutely nothing to say about that. So, there you go. Y'all don't get boomer speak? What the fuck are you talking about, Tyler? Old person speak for toss violation? What is? Goddamn Tyler is like tripping on drugs or something. Like there's toss violations, there's boomers now. Like what the fuck? Like from Left 4 Dead, those kind of boomers? Damn, that's crazy. Oh, man. Oh, you're talking about Joe Biden. No, wait, what? What does that have to do with a toss violation? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Goddamn Tyler sending me on a fucking mental side quest to have to figure out what the fuck this motherfucker is saying. Let me scroll up. You're the POTUS, and then maybe that's old person speak for toss violation? Yeah. So Joe Biden didn't comment on it because of a toss fight. Woo!
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Anyway, that's first up on today's program. Once again, just chilling today. Not going to do anything great. Not going to do anything wonderful. A lot of my shows recently, let's be honest, they've been incredible. They've been thought-provoking. They've been thought-provoking, but thought spelled in the other way. And more. This one, it'll be okay. This is a filler episode. Not going to lie, I am intending on taking a nap when this show is over for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but I feel very tired, so just throwing that out there. Sinkwell says, I want to be filled up. And on that note, let's move on. So, there's a lot of very interesting stuff going on Twitter.com. And, there's this, I don't even know what words to use to describe it. Immediately, my mind goes to conspiracy theory. But I know when I say that, the people who believe these things will get extremely upset. And so, I don't know. But there's this conspiracy theory that right-wingers are systematically targeted in online spaces for their right-wing beliefs. And Twitter is one of the platforms where these conspiracy theories run rampant. Now, again, what are right-wing beliefs? Oh, I believe in trickle-down economics. I believe in tough on crime. I believe in law and order. I believe in an isolationist foreign policy. Are these right-wing beliefs? Well, maybe, right? But no one's ever been censored for saying any of that shit. Now, I think maybe they should be, but that's just my opinion. But again, factually speaking, no one has ever been censored for believing in the theory of trickle-down economics, which is a right-wing belief. No one has ever been censored for believing in privatizing healthcare. Right? So when right-wingers talk about being systematically censored, what they're really talking about is like calling someone a racial slur on Twitter and then getting banned for hate speech. Right? So Elon Musk purchased Twitter.com, and Elon Musk is one of the principal pushers of this conspiracy theory that right-wingers have been under attack because they're right-wing. Again, never happened. No one on any social media platform ever has been banned for anywhere even close to having a right-wing belief. It's just never happened, okay? If you get banned for hate speech, now again, where does hate speech proliferate? Mostly on the right. But it's not inherently a right-wing belief to be a bigoted piece of garbage. It's not like right-wing politics, right? Now again, in America, it pretty much is. The Venn diagram at this point is a circle. But again, like, someone will call someone else the N-word, right? And then cry, oh, I got censored for my right-wing beliefs. No, you got censored for calling someone the N-word, you dumbass motherfucker, right? It's not that complicated. Well, anyway, Elon Musk purchased Twitter ostensibly solely because he is a believer in this conspiracy theory that free speech is under attack and that people can't have open and honest political debate anymore. And so, once again, Elon Musk purchasing Twitter led to an increase of hate speech. Now, again, hate speech is against Twitter's terms of service. Apparently, according to Elon Musk, it still is. Though we don't know who's enforcing this because 90% of Twitter's staff has been laid off. But either way, I've got an update for y'all when it comes to the censorship of political ideologies on Twitter.com. I'm going to show you a screenshot. Now, there are a couple characters here. Character number 1, Elon Musk. Character number 2, Andy No. Yeah, that's right. Andy No, the same guy who provides kill lists for neo-Nazi international organizations such as Atomwaffen, who, by the way, Atomwaffen was responsible for swatting me several years ago, is giving Elon Musk advice on accounts to ban. Now again, banning them for hate speech? No. Banning them because they're left-wing. So Elon Musk replies to Andy No saying, that is a disturbing story and very concerning that Twitter took no action despite clear violation of TOS. Report in this thread for now. Andy No then goes on to provide, again, more ideas for Elon Musk to ban people. Thank you for your attention. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I'll continue to raise these issues here thoughtfully. Countless journalists, law enforcement officers, businesses, and properties have been attacked through violent extremist organizing and incitement on Twitter. At Crime Think, an Antifa collective, makes riot guides, text to radicalize people into criminal militancy, and propaganda that is shared via Twitter for people to distribute. They've claimed a number of attacks, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, very coincidentally, after this tweet, the account, Crime Think, has been suspended. Now, again, I've got more. There's a very interesting thread here. I want to read this entire thread from MurphTracks on Twitter.com. And once again, this is a very, this has been happening for pretty much the entire time that Elon Musk has been in control of Twitter. Now, again, this has always happened. Left-wing activists have been suspended frequently on Twitter since I've been an activist, right? They've been frequently suspended on Twitter for probably almost all of Twitter's lifetime, but now it's accelerating. Now, this thread is very interesting here because it shows a couple of other examples of left-wingers being censored, but then it also gives us a little bit more context into Andy Ngo. Now, again, Andy Ngo is someone that has been popping all over social media on cable news. He's been going and doing interviews talking about groomers. There's groomers everywhere. All the LGBTQ people are groomers, and the groomers are coming for your kids. Well, here's an example of Andy Ngo having very friendly conversations with a convicted pedophile groomer. Now, again, you might be wondering, did this person get convicted of pedophilia after Andy Ngo had friendly conversations with him? The answer is yes. However, this person, known as Amos Yee, has been a very outspoken pedophile for pretty much his entire career online. And so the reason why Andy Ngo interviewed this person was specifically because he advocated to abolish age of consent laws, because he is a pedophile. He fled his home country of Singapore to the United States because, again, he was afraid of being sent to jail for grooming and pedophilia. And then shortly after that, he had a conversation with Andy Ngo. Andy Ngo was aware of this and referred to him as, quote, a controversial blogger. Now, that's interesting, coming from one of the chief architects of the groomer hysteria going on in modern day politics. But again, I've got some more information here that I want to read to y'all. The silencing of VPS reports and CrimethInc come after many other left-leaning and anti-fascist accounts have been suspended or locked out. Is this what free speech looks like? Posting a couple of other examples. Tweets are unavailable, of course, because the accounts have been banned. In addition to accounts above, Colorado Springs Anti-Fascist is still locked out of their account after the Colorado Springs mass shooting, and EFJBGC was removed for supporting LGBTQ self-defense. The voices trying to fight for the communities are being systematically removed. Now, again, I want to roll down here to the Chad Loader situation. Now, you might not know who that is. Chad Loader was banned on Twitter for being an anti-fascist activist. Then Chad Loader was unbanned from Twitter, ostensibly because the ban was a mistake. Then Chad Loader was banned again, but not this time for having left-wing politics. This time Chad Loader was banned for ban evasion. Very interesting. Very interesting. Coincidentally, of course, Chad Loader was reporting on Twitter's data security around the time that he was banned for ban evasion. Another thing here is a thread from Elm Fork JBGC. This thread was sent to me by a couple of concerned users, and I want to go into this. Right-wingers are organizing a false mass report campaign of over 5,000 Twitter accounts in a blatant attempt to deplatform the left. 5,000 Twitter accounts. Gee, that's a lot. But when you really think about it, are 5,000 Twitter accounts that many in the grand scheme of things? I mean, how many millions of users are on this website? So when you really think about it, 5,000, it's not that much. Now, I want to scroll down here. As you can see, there is a list. Now, I don't know why this list was posted in this format, but there is a list here of all the Twitter users that are on this list. On this list is everyone that you may know from any progressive news show, including the Young Turks, Majority Report, so on and so forth. And if you scroll all the way down here, I believe it's on this page here. Let me see. I think it was on the last one. Hold up. It was on one of these. Oh, here we go. If you keep scrolling, Keep scrolling. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm on one of these. Hold on. I'm on one of these. Hold the fucking phone. A lot of these tweets have been removed, so it's hard to find out which one I'm on. But I am on one of these. Hold on. Hold on. I botched that one. Yeah, fuck. I don't know which one it is. But someone sent me this one. It's hard to find it because of the way this is. But I am on this list, so if my Twitter account does get destroyed, that's a different Andrea. My Twitter account does get destroyed. You got Vic Berger over here. New Jersey's government is on here as well. Anyway, there you go. I'm on the list. But the point is, right-wingers are creating mass flagging campaigns. Go back, lol. Did I just skip through the one I was on? Which one? Which one? I'm on one of these. I think it was at the top. I'm not sure. You gotta help me out here. Mike from PA is on here. Virgil, Texas. I don't know. I don't know if they need to ban that guy's account. Anyway, there's a lot of these motherfuckers. But I am on the list, and so I anticipate my Twitter account will be banned, most likely because of my activism from last year. But anyway, I wanted to cover this because it's already begun. Elon Musk is only... Now again, if you look at Elon Musk's replies, he only tweets to right-wingers. Only. Exclusively. And these right-wingers are, again, associates of groomers, associates of pedophiles, associates of neo-Nazis, associates of rapists. Right? Have you seen Elon Musk respond to any left-winger on Twitter? Have you? No, it hasn't happened. Right? This guy is taking advice from crazy neo-Nazi lunatics on who to ban from Twitter.com. And now, again, this list is apparently a master list of so-called Antifa accounts. And, it's got some classics like CNN, known anti-fascist account, twitter.com/CNN, a known anti-fascist account again. It's got, I believe the CDC is on here. Of course, the CDC is Antifa, of course. There's other government agencies. Again, New Jersey's government was on here. I found the one I'm on, by the way. Check it. I'm on the list! I'm on the list, motherfucker. So again, my Twitter account, the clock is ticking. Okay. And, have I violated the terms of service? No. But will I be banned? It's a matter of time. So anyway, I just wanted to say this. Elon Musk is not in favor of free speech, and the right wing knows that. Now again, the right wing, not very smart. The right wing usually engages in strategy via brute force. And what do I mean by this? The right wing, upon hearing that Elon Musk wanted to purchase Twitter.com, they began to draft a strategy. Either there are two possible positive outcomes for right-wingers. Either Twitter becomes the so-called hate speech haven that right-wingers want it to be, where you can go online and wish people to die and post their addresses and advocate for them to die and to be killed, inciting violence and using hate speech and racial and other slurs indefinitely, or Twitter.com will go bankrupt. Now, Elon Musk has already said that Twitter has a very large possibility of going bankrupt. Of course, more than 50% of Twitter's advertising revenue has been completely dismantled. Advertisers are fleeing Twitter in droves. So it's very possible Twitter will no longer exist. But that's still good for right-wingers. Again, two options. Option one, it becomes a right-wing cesspool, and therefore useless. Option two, it ceases to exist, and again, therefore useless. So, both of that helps the right wing. What do left-wingers use Twitter for? Now again, this is not a good thing. This is a very bad thing that our society is designed like this, but left-wingers frequently use Twitter to communicate in a platform that can reach a larger audience. Again, posting news from a protest. That's what I used Twitter for a lot last year when I was doing protest coverage. Posting updates, videos, information, all that to Twitter. Then it can be cited in news stories, so on and so forth. People can share it. People can use Twitter to communicate. It's quick. It's got an easy and simple to understand layout as opposed to the other social media websites like Facebook. Jesus fucking Christ. Have you ever tried organizing on Facebook? My fucking God. Right? So, again, either way, Twitter becomes unusable for anyone who's not a neo-Nazi. It becomes Gab 2.0, or it ceases to exist. Both of those things benefit the right wing, they benefit billionaires, and they benefit people like Elon Musk. Because, again, a lot of anti-fascist protest activity has been organized through Twitter. I personally, whenever I've organized, I've begged and pleaded with people, please stop using fucking Twitter. Go to Signal, use Telegram or other sorts of services. But again, Twitter has that appeal. Twitter has that appeal where you can get normies to spread your thing. You can get a lot of attention. You can get news journalists to see your content and so on and so forth. When I was doing protest coverage last year, I had a lot of news agencies contact me to use my footage, my videos, and so forth. Right. So again, this is a very useful tool, and it shouldn't be the only tool, but again, it is a very useful tool. The right wing knows that. I'm not sure if Elon knows that. It really is, again, hard to tell if Elon Musk is like pretending to be this stupid or if he's genuinely this stupid. Because again, it's very, very obvious that billionaires are typically of a lower IQ. In order to become a billionaire, you need to, one, be a psychopath. You have to specifically not care about anyone else. That's called psychopathy. And then you need to act on that psychopathy. Again, that's the way to become a billionaire, number one. Number two is get lucky. That's it. Those are the only two things you need to do. Be a psychopath and then get lucky. Then you become a billionaire. And intelligence has nothing to do with it. So it's very possible that Elon Musk is actually so fucking stupid that he just wasted $44 billion on nothing. But either way, right-wingers like Andy No and others are going to leap at this opportunity to combat left-wing organizing. And again, I'm on this list. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that's pretty cool. So, hey, I'm just saying, throwing that out there. But if my Twitter account goes bye-bye anytime soon, you will know why. And we can just point back to this clip. So, there's a little update for Elon Musk's Twitter for anybody wondering. There you go. Apparently, Professor Wolf is on here, too. It's a pretty based list, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, hello, Smea. I got 48 fucking viewers. When's the last time I had 48 fucking viewers on a Sunday? Motherfuckers, what the hell is going on here? Are y'all finally watching my show in the weekends? Like, is that what's happening? Normally, weekends, I get like no viewers. I get like 20 to 30 on average on the weekends. Now, all of a sudden, motherfuckers are watching my goddamn shit on Sunday. The day that I plan on taking a nap in like 30 minutes from now. God damn. Y'all are going to make me stream for a little bit longer. I got a super chat earlier. Fun P, Max the Doggo Tail Thump. That is true. That is true. That is a fact. Thank you for that. No other Kant. Goddamn, Rielon is so fucking excited to engage in the chat room that they just like forget to finish words. That's some crazy shit. I hope they hit that like button. You know what I hope these motherfuckers do that are watching this fucking shit? You know what I hope these motherfuckers do? Subscribe to my second fucking YouTube channel. I'm trying to get monetized on that bitch. I don't give a fuck whether or not you like the content. That's irrelevant to me. I could not possibly care less whether or not you like Doom. But you gotta subscribe anyway, because I want to get monetized. Once I have the monetization, fuck off. I don't give a shit. I don't need you. I don't need you. A little voice crack there. But as of this moment, I do need you. Subscribe to my second account. Because it's just, it's really important to me. And you should respect that. So I've been more fluent in old person speak lately, like whenever Trump says something stupid and or racist, which is all the time. My grandparents are like, oh, you don't want to know what I think? Well, what does that have to do with a toss violation? Anyway, goddamn Tyler, you motherfucker, send me on a goddamn wild goose chase. But anyway, yes, it's true. I am one of the best, if not the best, Doom speedrunner on planet Earth. And I've been running a new Doom WOD recently, so check that out. Tyler has no life. Yeah, Tyler's the kind of motherfucker that's like, woo, look at me, I'm a Zoomer. My grandparents are still alive. That's Tyler. Woo, look how young I am. Wah! You little fuck. Why do we need to, discuss phraseology through Tyler's grandparents when Mila is right here? Hello, Mila. Is this true? Retro Boomer, is this true? Are these claims that old people say, you don't want to know what I think? Is that true? Come on, y'all. I bet there's better Doom speedrunners. Well, it's possible. But, and now I'm not one to brag. But if you go to the Doom speedrunning website, you will see that according to this website, I am the second best Doom speedrunner. Look at me, number 2, second best. And so I'm just throwing that out there. So there may be one speedrunner who's better than me. It's possible. It's debatable. It's theoretical. It's hypothetical. We could theoretically gather a team of scientists in order to do some experimentation. We might need to rent out one of those large colliders to see if it is possible. I'm sorry. Oh, Christ. I got one more story I want to talk about here. So I'm just throwing that out there. And then from that point, we're going to do freeform. But I got this water. I've been so fucking thirsty lately. I don't know why. Maybe I'm eating a lot of salt. And that's because boomers are fucking stupid little fucking... No offense to your grandparents, Tyler. But boomers learned the wrong lessons. They learned not to rock the boat. They learned not to speak truth to power. They learned all this fucking shit. Ugh. Put your new channel in the channels tab. Yeah, people keep telling me to do that, but I'm a lazy fucking bitch, You know what I mean? I'm a lazy, good for nothing, cock-sucking, emphasis on cock-sucking, bitch, you know what I mean? So I'll do that when I remember. No pants freeform. I do have pants on right now, but I could take the pants off and you wouldn't know. In fact, maybe I should. Could I solicit donations for that? like $10 in super chats, and I will take my pants off. Now, again, you're not going to see anything. Maybe I'll show you the pants. Is that allowed? Or is that too much? I don't know. You just have to trust me that I'm doing it. 10 is too low. Maybe I should make it 20. Oh, God. Once again, no proof. You'll have to take my word for it. But right now, I do have pants on, as you can see. I will show you. These are my pants. I have my Lilo and Stitch pajamas that a family member bought for me. Even though I've never seen Lilo and Stitch, but they're comfortable, so I wear them frequently. But anyway, yeah, $20 in super chats. I will take my pants off and give you no proof that that occurred. So, is that a TOS violation? Is it a TOS violation to solicit donations in that fashion? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, God. Anyway. I gotta get like a toothpick. You know? I gotta get like a toothpick, something to chew on. Do I have a pen anywhere near me? You know? Because I gotta do this. And then I gotta go like, but like with a pen or something. Will I eat lab-grown chicken? I will try any lab-grown meat at least once, yeah. You know, it's hot for me right now. I wanna, this is gonna be maybe a little complicated, but I'm gonna wade through multiple layers of propaganda in this next story. This is an opinion piece from The Guardian. Jay creates $10 super chat. Well, $9.99. I said 10, so you gave me $9.99. So, did I say $9.99? But thank you, Jay Creates. You have a good one. But anyway, I am going to wade through multiple layers of propaganda with this next one. This is an opinion piece from The Guardian that really caught my eye because there's just lots of cringe in the headline. But again, there's multiple layers here, right? And this is an opinion piece on COVID in China. So you know COVID, a situation where most people fucking stupid when it comes to China. Another, thing that people, when they discuss, just their brain leaks out their ears, right? So this ought to be good. Xi's iron grip on his country is stopping the COVID U-turn it so desperately needs. What? By Isabel Hilton. Never heard of this person, but chances are they may qualify for the Stupid Fucking Dumbass Awards of 2022. Now again, real quick before I go into this, is the Chinese government perfect? No, the Chinese government, let's be honest, pretty fucking bad. Pretty fucking bad. But when it comes to COVID, they are better than the United States of America's government. I'm sorry. That's what I think. But that doesn't mean China's government is good. That doesn't mean China's COVID policy is perfect. On COVID, they got some pretty fucking stupid policies too. But as a whole, when you account for all things being considered, I think China's COVID policy is much better than the Western COVID policy of, I hope it goes away. I hope it goes away. Oh, my grandma died. I hope it goes away. Oh, my son died. Oh, please, virus, go away. Oh, I'm going to go to a concert next week. There's going to be 5,000 people. No. Oh, my dog died. Oh, please go away, COVID, please. That's the Western COVID policy. So, hey, I'm not going to lie. We got to call it like it is. China, not looking so bad from where I'm sitting. But again, they're looking pretty fucking bad too. So, again, multiple layers of propaganda here. Last week, COVID-related images provoked outrage on Chinese social media. One showed a young woman kneeling on the ground with her hands tied behind her back after she and a friend had picked up a takeaway meal without first donning masks. Now, I just want to say this much. I agree with this. So far, I'm in. So far, so good. I'm moving to China. So far. Neither had COVID, neither was even a close contact, but both had been detained by the increasingly resented Big Whites, the hazmat-suited zero-COVID enforcers who bound the women's hands and left them kneeling in the street in exercise and humiliation that provoked indignation among China's netizens. Now again, I'm fine with this. I am. Provided masks are free, available. You can get as many as you want, as many as you need, right? And you can get things that you need. If you're locked in your apartment and you have no food, you'll die of starvation. That is not a successful system. If you are locked in your apartment and the government will deliver food to you, or you're allowed to go get food, but the government supplies, PPE, masks, that kind of stuff. That's a good fucking system. So I'm just saying, I also gotta say this. Provided the Chinese government and its enforcers don't actually hurt people, and I know for a fact that they are, right? That is a fact. I've seen videos of Chinese police officers acting incredibly unbelievable when it comes to human rights violations. I don't support that. I don't agree with that. But I do have no problem if someone doesn't wear a mask when they leave the house, tie him up, put him in that thing, the medieval thing where it's like they got their hands, You see that shit in hentai a lot. But anyway. Meanwhile, Tian Zhisheng Community, a residential compound in the central city of Zhengzhou. I don't know how to pronounce these things. I'm trying my best. An actual cloud, 888. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Gained notoriety after recording a message broadcast by the management, after a recording of a message broadcast by the management company went viral. Quote, outsiders will be executed on the spot with the authority of law, it said. Now again, pretty fucking bad. Pretty fucking bad. That's bad. Don't execute motherfuckers. All right? I'm against execution. Now again, throwing him in the fucking weird thing, whoa, or putting the dunce hat on him, I'm all in favor. Throwing tomatoes at that dumb bitch, have at it. Let's do it. Executing motherfuckers, I'm against it. I'm against executions. Hot take. I know. Hot take. I'm anti-execution. This is a hot take, all right? I'm coming out of the woodwork here. I'm coming out of the woodwork to announce this. But executions, I am not in support of. Zhengzhou, already in the spotlight after a mass breakout from its giant Foxconn iPhone factory as desperate workers tried to escape an impending lockdown, is suffering one of China's larger COVID outbreaks. Now again, how the fuck are you going to have a zero COVID policy and still have factories? Is that possible? No. And again, once again, China is a capitalist nation. This is not a communist nation. Just because the guys call themselves communists doesn't mean they're communists. Republicans call themselves Republicans. Does it mean they're actually Republicans? Democrats call themselves Democrats. Does it mean they're actually Democrats? right? No. People use these labels all the time. So, again, COVID is a serious issue. The Chinese government, in my opinion, overall, treats it much better than the United States government. That said, both governments, not so good. Not so good in that department. Beijing, Guangzhou, and several other cities are contributing to the highest COVID numbers in China since the first catastrophic outbreak in Wuhan in December 2019. On Wednesday last week, the daily total of cases reached a 2022 record of 31,527. Now again, it's interesting that we have a very specific number here. In the United States, we've essentially stopped counting. So, as far as I'm concerned, 31,000 versus theoretically in the millions? Hey, doing a lot better. Not only is popular resentment growing over Xi Jinping's zero COVID policy and the economic costs continuing to mount, but its efficacy appears to be breaking down. Really? 31,000 cases? Broken. In the United States, when we got 1 million cases a day, the CDC changed the fucking rules on case reporting and data reporting. There are several states in the United States that don't even track that shit. Florida, Idaho, they just stopped tracking almost entirely. Given the growing risks and diminishing returns, why does Beijing continue to insist on it? 2 years ago, it all looked rather different, despite today's signs of weariness and frustration. Zero COVID was hailed as an example of the superiority of China's system of government. It allowed the government to bury the memories of the bungling incompetence of the early response in Wuhan, the death from COVID of the whistleblower Dr. Li Wenjiang. I don't know quite about this situation that it's talking about. I'm not going to lie, so I don't know what that is. I've heard of it, but I can't tell you what the details are in that. So, but again, executions, cover-ups, not good. Transparency, good. Handling a pandemic, good. Trying to reduce death, good. But again, how is the government simultaneously going to say, oh yeah, we have no problem with executing people that go against our policy of trying to prevent people from dying? Now again, I also think that a lot of the claims that Chinese government officials are carrying out, like mass executions of people over COVID, I think that that's probably overblown. But also, it's not unlike Chinese government officials to carry out mass executions of certain populations. So again, it's interesting, something to consider, right? Beijing finally moved, imposing a severe 76-day lockdown in the entire province. Now again, to my knowledge, 76-day lockdown was not people starving in their apartment buildings. They had food delivery. They had medication delivery, things that I advocated for here in the United States. Severe. Now again, we are dealing with two layers of propaganda. One, anti-China propaganda. Two, anti-any COVID measurements at all propaganda. Right? These are two layers of propaganda we have to wade through. There's a lot of shit going on. By March 2020, it was judged politically and medically safe for Xi to visit Wuhan and conduct a slow-motion victory lap over the virus. By April, when the lockdown was finally lifted, zero COVID was hailed as a triumph. New cases had dried up and life could return to normal. By August, as the pandemic raged around the world, images of a mass bathing party in Wuhan, ground zero of the pandemic, showed tens of thousands of people crammed into a water park celebrating the summer with not a mask in sight. I remember those. Now again, think about this. If the whole world all at once followed China's lead on a quote-unquote severe 76-day lockdown, providing food to people's houses, providing pharmaceutical delivery, ensuring people did not have to go to work to pay rent. Now, again, we need essential workers. We need food delivery people. And these people should be given, as much PPE as necessary, hazmat suits if they want, N95s, etc. Right? Then China would not be dealing with COVID right now. And no one else would either. If the whole world would have done what China did, we would all be having our summer swimming parties. We wouldn't have Omicron, Omicron 2, Omicron 3, Omicron 5. What is this, a fucking goddamn 1980s slasher franchise? How many times are we going to get a new strain of Omicron before the fucking WHO decides to revert their stupid fuck policy of not giving any new COVID variant names to reduce panic? When are we going to do that? I don't know, probably not. So we're going to have 12 fucking Omicrons. Eventually we're going to outpace the Friday the 13th franchise with that fucking shit. Severe lockdown, digital enforcement, and mass testing had restored social order and kept China's death rate low, even as Western democracies were struggling with the first and second waves of the pandemic, a time of mass deaths and incoherent policy responses. Even today, China has officially reported just over 5,000 COVID deaths. Now again, am I going to sit here and tell you that I believe China's COVID numbers? No. But I'm going to sit here and tell you I don't believe in any country's COVID numbers. Let's talk about Russia, for example. I don't believe in Russia's COVID numbers. I don't believe Brazil's COVID numbers. I don't believe India's COVID numbers. I don't believe a lot of European countries' COVID numbers. I certainly don't believe the United States' COVID numbers. But either way, if it is the case that only 5,000 people died all throughout China, the most populous country in the world, that's, again, on paper, that sounds like one of the most magnificent achievements in human history. But I don't believe it. For more than 2 years, zero COVID allowed an almost normal life to continue within its effectively closed borders, albeit a normality that might be interrupted by a positive test. Zero COVID allowed the government to insist that, unlike Western governments, it was keeping its people safe. The party cared, it said, in ways that liberal democracies manifestly did not. That is true. Thank you, Realon, for the gift memberships, by the way. But it was unnecessary. So I'm just throwing that out there. Two developments changed that equation radically: the rapid development of effective vaccines in the West and the emergence of Omicron and other variants. Now again, Omicron pretty much only exists because of countries that did nothing to combat coronavirus. Let's be honest, let's be real. Okay? It's just the truth. China had developed vaccines and conducted mass vaccinations, but has not yet come up with a native mRNA vaccine and has declined to license a foreign one. Now, again, two prongs of stupidity. One, we should be living in a world where we share medicine. Two, China should fucking, whatever opportunity they need to go through, they should do what they have to do to protect its citizenry. So China's wrong, the United States is wrong, and the globe and the way that we share medicines instead, well, the way that we don't share medicines, but instead sell medicines that are life-saving is ridiculous. Okay? So again, multiple prong, but China's wrong. Again, I'm not saying China's government is perfect, but I'm saying overall their COVID policy is significantly orders of magnitude better than the United States. That's what my claim is. The net result is that the vaccination program A is still less effective than it needs to be. The fear that the uncontrolled virus could swiftly overwhelm the country's limited medical provision was reinforced when an outbreak in March propelled Hong Kong briefly to the top of the global death rate league tables. Like China, Hong Kong has a large elderly population, many of whom had not been vaccinated. Omicron altered the game in a different way. The first and second waves of COVID were so dangerous, the extreme measures seemed proportionate. But the emergence of less lethal but highly transmissible variants, which spread rapidly and often infect people without symptoms, made the severe measures, the lockdowns, interruptions to production, authoritarian controls of every aspect of daily life seem out of proportion to the threat. Now again, here's where the other layer of propaganda comes in. The COVID denialism propaganda. Less lethal but highly transmissible? That's made up. They made it up. They just made it up. Omicron is quote-unquote less lethal than some of the other variants like Delta, but it is more lethal than the original COVID strain. And also, repeated infections are more likely with Omicron. So the more times you play the slap machine, the more opportunities you have to get the 3 7s in a row. In this instance, that equates to death. So if you get COVID once with the original wild type version and you die, but you get Omicron and you survive, but you develop long COVID and then you get Omicron again and then you die, is that really that different? Now again, this is, I just saw this article and I was like, oh boy, I'm going to have a field day with this one. There are other signs of a teetering system since most cases are asymptomatic. Now again, is that true? Where's the verification that most COVID cases are asymptomatic now? And how do we define asymptomatic? Is brain fog asymptomatic? Is nausea asymptomatic? Or is the only symptom that we track a fever and sneezing and coughing? Seems to me like most people think asymptomatic is I don't have a fever and I'm not sneezing or coughing. But that's not what asymptomatic actually means. They are only detected by constant mass testing, which imposes a heavy burden for local authorities which bear the cost. The cost? Why would there be a cost for mass testing? Why wouldn't that be nationalized? Why wouldn't we, again, in this instance, I believe China is nationalized, but I'm talking about globally speaking. Why don't we share testing information? Why don't we share testing, patents so that we can mass produce the cheapest and most effective tests and then use them over and over and over again until COVID is gone? Because as a whole, the leaders of the world, the UN, the WHO, they don't actually give a fuck. The CDC in the US, they don't actually give a fuck. China at least claims to give a fuck. And in order to support their claim of giving a fuck, they do a couple good measures, like lockdowns, for example, masking, food delivery. Right now, again, I don't agree with Chinese government on a lot of things. I don't agree with a lot of the ways that they restrict people's, access to certain things in society. I don't agree with how they control people's lives in a lot of ways. Again, if you're under the age of 18, you can only play video games like once or twice a week or some shit. It's crazy shit, right? Again, that's just one example. I don't agree with a lot of China's authoritarian policies in the same way I don't agree with a lot of America's authoritarian policies. I don't. I'm against authoritarianism, but a lockdown is not authoritarianism. It's not. Saying, I'm going to pay you and give you free food and free drugs to sit at home and catch up on your favorite Netflix show, that's not authoritarianism. That's called public health. If someone walked up to you and said, I'm going to give you $5,000, stay at home 2 or 3 months, I'm going to give you a food cash stipend so that you can buy whatever food you want. Oh, you got medications? Don't worry, you're covered. That's not authoritarianism. That's called a vacation. That's called a good fucking time. That's called enjoying and making the best out of a bad situation. It is difficult to reverse policy in any political system, but it is perhaps hardest in a top-down authoritarian model. This may seem counterintuitive after all. Can't an authoritarian leader do whatever they like? Up to a point, several factors militate against an abrupt reversal of policy if the leader is strongly associated with it, as in this case, a U-turn implies failure. Something leaders who seek to maintain a myth of omniscience and omnicompetence find, the fucking hyphen fucked me up because I'm dyslexic, find difficult. Again, no mention of Donald Trump's authoritarianism at all. Or Joe Biden, for that matters, authoritarianism in regards to COVID policy. You know what is authoritarian? Saying, hey, you want to send your kid to school? Well, 89% of kids in the United States of America have had COVID at least one time. And a lot of them now have long COVID. That's authoritarian. Saying if you don't send your kid to school, we're going to send police to your house and throw you in jail and take your kid away. Unless you send your child to go get a disease in a poorly ventilated prison-style situation. That's authoritarianism. Oh, by the way, you don't have health insurance. Good luck with that. That's authoritarianism. If you ask me, what's more authoritarian? Hey, take 3 months off, chill at home, catch up on Netflix, maybe get a new hobby, all your food, all your medicine, your rent, everything's paid for, it's all good. Or, oh, go to school, or else you'll go to jail, or your parents will go to jail, and then catch a debilitating lifelong illness that's going to affect you forever. Oh, by the way, you're 14 and you don't even know any better? What's more authoritarian? Mandatory medical experimentation via forced reinfection of a deadly disease? Or staying at home and watching YouTube videos? There are other difficulties. In the early 1960s, an estimated 40 million Chinese starved to death, in a large part, this is just Chinese history, revisionist garbage. But again, this is, I just thought that this would be an interesting segment. It's the apex of two different kinds of propaganda campaigns, and Isabel Hilton is wrong on both propaganda campaigns. Now again, China's government's not perfect. Saying I prefer China's government to the United States government in most instances doesn't mean it's perfect. China is an extremely bigoted government. It's an extremely homophobic government, transphobic government, racist government, genocidal government. But I'd say it's less genocidal than the United States. But hey, I would say the United States is probably also less transphobic and homophobic on average than China's government. So we're allowed to pick and choose which countries' systems are better on which issues. COVID, China's government, far and away, much better. Socialist use, China's government, garbage. And in doing this, what we are doing is we are crafting our idealized form of government. A government that cares about your health, but doesn't want to send you to a concentration camp because your parents happen to be born in the wrong country or culture. A government that cares about your health, but doesn't want to shoot you dead in the street for violating certain kinds of laws. A government that cares about your health, but doesn't send police officers to roam through town to beat the shit out of people, anyone that they misconstrue as a protester. Even if they're not a protester, they can still beat the shit out of you. Oh, wait, no, that's actually the United States, too. So I'm just saying, this idea of China's either good or bad, or COVID's either real or fake, as a species, I think we can do better. But I don't think we will. So, anyway, there you go. In other news, I am no longer wearing pants. So, thank you for the money. I appreciate that. My pants are off. So, just throwing that out there. But again, no proof other than showing the pants. So, I'm not going to point the camera down. This is YouTube.com. This is not whatever pornography website you're accustomed to, you fucking addict. I'm just throwing that out there. But thank you for the money. I appreciate that. If I could do that on a daily basis, like, imagine this, like a daily, like a daily basis, $20 a day, and I'll take my pants off. Like, fuck. That's an idea. But once again, this is a new show, and so you only see me this up. So that's, hey, I'm not going to reformat the whole show. I'm not going to get banned. But, it's a little warm in the home, so there you go. Another thing is I was wearing pajamas because I woke up not too long ago. And I also don't wear anything underneath pajamas. So I'm just throwing that out there as well. Feel free to speculate. And feel free to use your imagination, but I will not provide you any more details. But either way, that's all the news I had for today's show. I was planning on only doing an hour-long show. But It appears that we are now 17 minutes past the hour. So I would like to engage in a Q-Cock segment. You might be wondering, Q-Cock? I thought you said you weren't going to put the camera down? No, not that Q-Cock, silly. I'm talking about questions, comments, or concerns, motherfuckers. Are you concerned? Do you have something you want to say? Do you have something you want to ask? Well, now is the time. We are in the Q-Cock portion of the program. Don't invite speculation. It's very dangerous. I disagree. Streamers usually thirst trap way more than Andrea. I'm assuming you meant to say Andrea, so I don't... Really? I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't know. Citation needed on that one, Gary. What are my thoughts on Brianna Joy Gray? Well, I met Brianna Joy Gray one time at a Bernie campaign event. And as we were talking, someone who was a fan of my program came up to me and started, fanning out. And I think Brianna Joy Gray got a little jealous of that, because I don't know if they knew who Brianna Joy Gray was, but they knew who I was. That's my own headcanon, of course. But overall, during the Bernie campaign, I thought she was pretty good. Since the Bernie campaign, it has been verifiably proven she is garbage. She is trash. She has made... Well, first of all, she started up a program with a pedophile. And then when the pedophile was outed, said nothing about it. And blocked anyone who asked questions. Banned anybody who asked questions. While still parading around that pedophile's face all over her merchandising and her pages, her websites, and all that. So that's interesting. Very interesting. She routinely targets left-wing activists, says anti-fascist protesters are bad for the left, and so are transgender people. She's made numerous videos questioning why transgender people are allowed to go to the doctor. She's done many COVID denialist segments. She's just overall a pretty terrible person. So, I say, fuck that fucking bitch. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That said, if she reverses course and said, like, if she came out and said, I signed a contract, I didn't know, why I signed the contract, I just didn't know at the time, and turns out, it has like a 5-year non-disclosure clause, and then the 5 years is up, and then she does like a tell-all, and then reverses course. You know what? I'm here for that. I'm willing to hear that. But until that moment, fuck that fucking ass bitch. So that's my statement on Brianna Joy Gray. I'm concerned that my camera's not secure. Do not worry about the security of the webcam. Whoa! Don't you worry. What if clouds were really made of cotton candy? That'd be cool. Was she nice? In person, yeah, she was pretty nice. Where's Max? Max is sleeping right now. I'm not sure if you can hear the snoring. If you do anti-trans stuff, you're a fascist. Doesn't matter if you want healthcare or not. I agree. Healthcare for everybody that falls under my very specific criteria. Not a very socialist policy prescription. Once again, everyone, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my Doom channel. Hello, Itor. On YouTube.com. I'm trying to get monetized. I'm about 20% of the way there. 22% to be more specific. And what the fuck? Subscribe to that shit. How many times do I need to fucking ask before you motherfuckers do what I say? You can mute the channel. I don't care. So, it's not... I'm not asking for, like... well, I am asking, but I'm not. That's not like the part of the requirement. The requirement is that you just subscribe, That's the requirement. Whatever else you want to do, I would prefer, you know, I'd ask you, hey, check out my favorite games, you know, that'd be cool. But, you know, you don't have to. It's not necessary, but... Yeah, you say that, Realon. We're all subbed, shrug emoji. But every time I do this little advert, I get like 1 or 2 more. So, you know, there's people that don't chat that are like, oh, fine, you know, she keeps saying it. Maybe I'll do it this time. And, you know, these people exist. Retro Boomer, you'd think for someone named Retro Boomer, you'd have a better taste in video games. What TV shows am I watching? I've been rewatching Breaking Bad on mushrooms. I've been trying to watch every episode on mushrooms, so whenever I'm doing a mushroom experience, you know, I'll pop an ep on. So, I watched the last season of Better Call Saul. Every week, I watched each new episode on mushrooms, so I want to watch all of the content in that universe on shrooms, and so, you know, I'm making my way through it. I'm on season 4 now. And after that, I'm gonna rewatch Better Call Saul, you know, with the shrooms, including season 6 will be my second rewatch with the mushrooms, or I guess my first rewatch. So that's been there. In TV class? That's interesting. Can't watch Breaking Bad because I get triggered by meth use. I empathize with that, Bob. And, you know, that sucks. But Breaking Bad is one of the best shows ever made. But I don't know how you feel about Better Call Saul, because there's not that much meth, if any, in Better Call Saul. So I'm interested in your opinion on that, if you have one, or if it's just the association is too much. Is there any, like, actual meth use in Better Call Saul? I know they might talk about it when the Gus scenes are happening, but I'm pretty sure that's way more abstract. Yeah, I highly recommend checking out Saul. It's a better show anyway. Let's be honest. Better Call Saul is a much better show. Now, again, I love Breaking Bad. They're both 10 out of 10s. But Better Call Saul, man, fuck. Like, you know, it's like you get better and better at filmmaking in Breaking Bad, and then they just transfer that skill to Better Call Saul and then continue to improve, you know? So, like, the first episode of Breaking Bad versus the last episode of Better Call Saul, fuck. Hello, Will the Warlord. Will the Warlord. Do you take movie review recommendations? I've been watching Battle of Algiers on YouTube. It is top tier left agitprop. I will make a mental note. Do I take review? Yes, I will. You can recommend anything. And, you know, usually the way I do it is if I see it pop up, I'll be like, oh yeah, someone suggested I check this out. But, you know, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch something typically unless you really sell it to me. Like, if you're going to tell me that there's, like, a Nicolas Cage film where, like, you know, he has, like, the best meltdown ever and it's better than Mandy, like, you know, I'd be like, you know, I'd be interested. But, yeah, like, make your case, and depending on how good the case is, I'll make the mental note. Based on that. Yeah, I'm a little low energy today. I apologize. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is really good. It's not really good, Retro Boomer. It's fucking amazing. Oh god, it's so goddamn good. It's such a funny movie. The acting is great. The story is great. It's all so good. Oh god, it's so good. Fuck. That scene when they're I don't want to talk about it too much. But that scene where they're in that, like, Nicolas Cage, like, museum. Oh, man. So good. Fuck. Would I want to go to New Mexico only for Saul? I am not gonna lie, I am such a fan of that universe that I would love to go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to go on a tour of all of the sets and locations from the series. That sounds fun. I'd love to do that as like a group activity. So just throwing that out there. A potential future Above It All convention. Albuquerque, New Mexico is totally on the list. What are New Mexico's drug laws, by the way? Like, I think they have legal weed, right? Wendell and Wild. All right. Santa Fe National Forest right now. Fascinating. Does anyone ever, like, bite the insides of their cheeks? I do that sometimes. People throw pizza on the house used in the show quite... I'm not gonna lie, like, I understand that I shouldn't do that because it's, like, mean to the people that might live there. But goddamn, I'd love to throw a pizza on that roof. Like, holy shit, man. Like, I would buy 30 pizzas just to keep, like, oh man, I would love to do that. That'd be great. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't do it out of respect for whatever, but... Has anyone ever gotten, like this, like, weird line on the inside of their cheek? Like, look at my tongue and the protrudence. Is that I don't know. Alright, I have, like, a line. It goes from, like, right here. And it goes, like, all the way to the back of my mouth. I looked it up. And it says that it's, like, from excessive... Like doing this, I guess. But, you know, I bite my cheeks a lot. And I am going to be honest, I never noticed this white line until, well, needless to say, I was doing something that requires emotion. You know, that would engage those muscles frequently and for extended periods of time. And then afterwards, I noticed I had this, like, weird line in my mouth. And I was like, did I get it, like, a disease? Like, am I diseased? And then I looked it up, and apparently it's, like, a normal thing. But, like, it is weird. It has, like, decreased significantly since I first noticed it after, you know, whatever. And so I think it's going to go away soon, but I was really worried it was a disease. I had, like, some anxiety attack. I was like, oh no! But I'm not diseased. I am alive. And I think. Did I see Kanye advocate for allowing Alex Jones back on Twitter because he's a Christian? No, but that's funny. I like it. Like, as far as the humor value. This time of year, best hiking in is Tent Rocks. Alright. Is it a white line? Yeah, that's the one. Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, I was thinking to myself, oof. Like, maybe I was too into it, you know? But it turns out, no, I was not too into it. And also... you know, subsequently, is there such a thing? So I think I'm good. But I was freaked out for a little bit there. I had to do a little bit of a Google search. And it was hard to Google that. Like, how do you Google this? Like, I have, like, a raised line inside of my mouth. It took me, like, a solid 25 minutes to figure out what the fuck I was dealing with. Meanwhile, the whole time I was thinking, oh, God, it's all over. Anyway, show's longer than I expected. Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. This is, this is like as low quality as it gets right now, or not. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm out of water. I was like totally anticipating taking a nice mean swig of that water, but it's gone. It's out. Rip. I don't know if you can hear Max snoring. Is that audible? Max, are you snoring? Frickin' dog. Oh, he's not snoring anymore. He heard me. Max, why are you snoring? Why are you snoring? Are you sleeping? Anyway, I mean, that's the show. Like, I got nothing. Like, this is, I'm just raking in the free watch time at this point. How's my hair look? I've been trying to take care of my hair a little bit better. I had, like, that week that I had that YouTube strike. I didn't brush my hair at all. And needless to say, my hair got a little fucked up during that week. And I've been trying to pick up the pieces ever since. But the other day I did shrooms and I like got locked in on the hair brushing and detangling, so I think I'm looking not bad. But yo, like, I don't know, if you go back and watch like the first show I did after that YouTube strike, my hair was looking wild. But it was worth it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't, I'm just kind of, I'm filibustering at this point, I got nothing else. I think Max is confirming his is, in fact, a dog. That's what I was thinking. So that seems like a very plausible theory to me. Yeah, like, it is very possible that is the case. That not only, A, he is a dog, but 2, he is confirming to me, he is communicating with me that he is, and I quote, in fact, a dog. And then unquote. Hair looks good. Do I like snow? I love snow. I'm a gigantic snow fan in general. Like, I say that in real life and in fake life, in video games and movies, in paintings and art. I love snow. I think it's the best thing ever. And I say this as someone who doesn't drive cars. I know a lot of people, they complain about snow. But I think capitalism forced them to complain about snow. I think if you complain about snow, chances are you do so because you have a car and you don't like driving in the snow. And therefore, capitalism has destroyed your ability to appreciate beauty in the world. Snow sports. No, I don't do snow sports. Do you mean like skiing? Or is that like something else? I don't like the cold. I mean, I don't necessarily like the cold either. But, like, you just put clothes on, As opposed to myself right now, where I am dealing with my legs are very cold right now. So. Snowboarding, skiing, ice skating. Ice skating, nah. But snowboarding and skiing, I'd be interested in. I'd be more interested in snowboarding than skiing, I think. That does sound fun. Like, if anyone one of these days will do like an Above It All convention and we'll all do like a snowboard time, like, I'm down to do that. I'm down to snowboard. Need to do 2-layer pants off? Yeah, I can like fucking solicit money for each layer, Except like you get nothing out of it. Like, it's just like, it's just another reason for me to beg people on the internet for money. Which I will do. I will, whatever reason I need to come up with, I will. But I'm going to go ahead and try to get my pants back on here. So anyway, thank you for viewing today's program. I appreciate that. That's cool that people do that people watch this. That is cool. It is an interesting phenomenon to discuss with people. So that is very fascinating that people do indeed engage in that kind of behavior. Whether or not it's healthy for them remains to be seen. But, whatever. Anyway, thank you all. You have a good one. And I will see you all tomorrow.
Why attack Sanders? Why? You're getting nervous, man. Just calm down. It's okay.
I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ
running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
But it's a class action lawsuit against all machines and that they're defective devices.